Ladies and gentlemen, Fire Chief David Ndaya.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this year's Poinsettia Awards. To begin this afternoon's celebration, we would like to honor our great country and our proud nation's flag by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and join me in the pledge this afternoon. With your right hand over your heart, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Caldwell, and I am the President and CEO of the Ventura Chamber of Commerce. It is my pleasure to officially welcome you to our 2021 Poinsettia Awards. To say that these are extraordinary times is an understatement. I believe that the fact that we're here today is a testament to our community's resiliency, tenacity, and vibrancy. Typically, we would be here today to honor all of those individuals and organizations who truly stand out in our community as exemplary in the fields of business, education, and public service. This year, we were planning the event, and it just didn't feel right to do the same as we always have. Such an extraordinary time certainly calls for some special recognition. So we regrouped, and we decided that this year's award should focus on heroes within our community. We have a wonderful program for you today, and I hope that you will enjoy it. Thank you, Chief Ndaya, for leading us in the pledge. For the last 25 years, many of you know that our chamber has partnered with the fire department and Spark of Love to help make a child's Christmas just a little bit brighter. Each year, we work with our membership and collect toys to donate to Spark of Love Holiday Toy Drive. It is with great pleasure that we continue that tradition today, although it does, like everything else, look just a little bit different. So here to tell you a little bit more about the 2021 Spark of Love Toy Drive, please welcome back Chief Ndaya.
Thank you, Stephanie. The Spark of Love Holiday Toy Drive is really a collaborative effort between the local fire departments, Ventura City, Ventura County, and Oxnard Fire Department. ABC 7, this year we partnered with Food Share of Ventura County and multiple other sponsor agencies to bring a little more joy to the local children and families in need during the holiday season. Last year, we actually broke a record. We reached out to over 16,000 children and made a positive impact on their holiday season. And the numbers this year are looking like we're around 25,000 children in need. So there are 2 more opportunities in the next couple of days, including this evening, for people to donate and participate. And we're taking unwrapped new toys, sporting equipment, and actually we're taking non-perishable food items this year as well, because families are in need of those as well, which is why we are with Food Share of Ventura County. Tonight's first opportunity is following this event at 501 Poli Street. That's actually Ventura City Hall from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. You can drop off donations there. And then tomorrow morning, Ventura City Fire is having a joint effort with the Chamber and with Stephanie at the Pacific View Mall from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the parking lot just outside the Red Robin restaurant. And again, that's tomorrow morning from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. at the Pacific View Mall. We appreciate everyone's participation and donation and working together as a community to make holidays just a little bit brighter for many families in need. So thank you again for the cooperation, and thank you, Stephanie, for always partnering with us in such a great event. Thank you.
Thank you. It's one of our favorite events each year, helping out the kids, and I know our members always rally and help us out. So thank you again, Chief Ndaya. At this time, I would also like to give a shout out to some very special people, our dedicated and hardworking board of directors, led by our board chair, Michelle Newell, who is here with us today, and I would like to invite onto the stage to say a few words. Michelle?
Thank you, Stephanie. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for this year's Poinsettia Awards. Although this year looks very different, we're pleased many of you could make it virtually to our event. For those here in the room, I cannot say how honored I am to be here in person with each and every one of you. You are the best of the best in Ventura, and we are so pleased to be able to honor you here today. Some of our awards look different this year, but they're incredibly significant given what our community has been through these last 2 years and beyond. Throughout the pandemic, we have seen many of our neighbors rise up to meet the challenges faced by many of our in our community. They are unsung heroes, so we thought it important to honor them here today. When the Chamber put the call out for our Hometown Hero Award, the response from the community was simply overwhelming. There were so many good things being done by individuals, businesses, and nonprofit organizations that the committee had a difficult time choosing who we would recognize. But I think you will agree that everyone being honored here today deserves the recognition. Their actions kept us informed, fed the hungry, and made our first responders and frontline workers safer, amongst other things. Today's awards recognize individuals, educators, students, first responders, and businesses for their positive impacts on the community. It is their selfless acts and commitment to the health and safety of our community that make Ventura a very special place to live. Now I'm going to take a few moments to recognize our gracious event sponsors. Title sponsor is Sukay Gas and Ventura Auto Center. Our platinum sponsors are AMR, AT&T, City of Ventura, Kaiser Permanente, Montecito Bank and Trust. Our gold sponsors, CSU Channel Islands, Embark LLC, EJ Harrison, Mustang Marketing, UCLA Health, Ventura County Credit Union. Our silver sponsors, Era Energy LLC, near and dear to my heart. Our bronze sponsors, Crown Plaza, Sespe Consulting, Sweet Flower, Port Hueneme. Our media sponsors are CAPS Media Center, Cumulus, Gold Coast Broadcasting, Lunar's Production Services, Pacific Coast Business Times, Ventura Adult and Continuing Education Center, VC Reporter and Ventana Monthly Magazine, and the Ventura Breeze. Next up will be a slide on our Chairman's Circle members. As a membership-based organization, the Chamber is 100% funded by member contributions. It is through these member investments that we are able to complete our annual scope of work. A very special group of our members are part of the Chairman's Circle. I would like to recognize them on this slide up here now. So now you'll hear from our presenting sponsor. Please welcome Maria Ventura of Sukay Gas.
Thank you so much, Michelle. We are proud to partner with the Ventura Chamber of Commerce to recognize our outstanding leaders. We believe that our region is a stronger and better place to live and work because of the contributions of tonight's honorees. And I echo the sentiments shared by Stephanie and Michelle that it is very different this time around. And I wanted to share a little bit about what Sukay Gas did during the time when the pandemic initially started. Our first commitment was that we would not turn off natural gas service to any home resident. We didn't want that to be one of the individuals' fears during that time that everybody was going through such a difficult situation. We also contributed millions of dollars towards some local partners and throughout our service region towards providing food and other resources to residents and community members that were having a difficult time, particularly because of the economic impact of the pandemic. And a little bit more about Sukay Gas. We've been here providing natural gas service around 150 years. Natural gas is used, as we know, to heat water, for showers, for heating homes, and also for cooking. I am glad to see that natural gas is still flowing to our 22 million customers throughout our service region from beginning from Fresno all the way down to the Mexican border along the Central Coast. But beyond that, what does the future look like in energy? And as you can imagine, energy is a complex topic because it has to be several things at once. It needs to be affordable, equitable, safe, reliable, resilient, and clean. This year, we're investing $2 billion towards capital projects. And in the next 5 years, we'll be investing a total of $10 billion to enhance the resiliency and safety of our infrastructure. And we also continue to innovate in the sustainability space, and specifically the role of infrastructure and how that plays in delivering those clean fuels. And what do I mean by clean fuels? These clean fuels could be hydrogen and renewable natural gas. We can help California achieve its carbon neutral goal by 2045. And recently we have begun to build a demonstration project called the Hydrogen Home. And this is what we envision what could be transported through our pipeline system in the future. We could have hydrogen, you could have power grids, and a whole slew of different clean molecules running through our pipeline system. This innovation will help us decarbonize our pipeline and help California meet its clean environmental goals. We appreciate again the partnership with the Chamber and the community members represented today, and we ask for you to help us continue to innovate towards a cleaner energy future. Again, thank you for this opportunity to congratulate today's honorees. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. And now, welcome our second presenting sponsor, Jeff Sukay with the Ventura Auto Center.
Thank you, Michelle. Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Sukay, and I am president of the Ventura Auto Center Dealers Association. I would like to wish a warm welcome to those of you in the studio, to those of you that have taken time to join us virtually. As the 2017 Large Business of the Year Award recipient, I remember what an honor it was to receive the award, along with the fanfare of a live event. In spite of the fact that we cannot be together again this year, I assure you the significance and the meaning of the award has not been diminished. I would like to recognize and thank all of those behind the scenes that make this virtual ceremony possible. As the president of Kirby Auto Group, I'm very proud of the business community and its continued successes in the face of the current environment, which is testing all businesses of all sizes. Our businesses are responsible for generating considerable income to the city of Ventura. Through sales tax and providing jobs to residents, reaching out to those in need, and of course, charitable events that we all give time and money to. Since 1966, the Ventura Auto Center dealers have been more than just car dealers. We, like all of you, believe that the cornerstone of who we are is how we help others. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. And now I'd like to call back up to the stage Stephanie Caldwell, the President and CEO of the Chamber.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Maria and Jeff, and to all of our sponsors. We could not do what we do without all of your support and engagement. So now it's the really super fun part of the event, I think, is where we get to celebrate those folks within our community who are doing incredibly great things. And Michelle said it exactly right. This year we were overwhelmed with nominations for our hometown heroes, and the selection process was daunting. We tried to narrow it down, and originally we thought we might have 3 awards, and it turned into 6 because we just simply couldn't narrow it down enough. So here we go. And we're going to kick it off. We're going to start once again with our very first Hometown Hero Award. I'm going to welcome up to the stage Ann Paul King from Ventura Community College Foundation.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. I am here with my interpreter to honor Esmeralda Juarez, supervisor of the Ventura College Foundation's Weekend Marketplace. For over 35 years, the Marketplace has served our community and generated the operating revenue of the Ventura College Foundation. When the county shut down on March 13, 2020, the Marketplace closed, leaving the Ventura College Foundation with 3 months of operating cash. 10 weeks later, Esmeralda led her team and vendors to reopen and become the only swap meet in the county to be open throughout the pandemic while passing continual health and safety inspections. She enabled 149 vendors to remain viable. Each weekend, over 1,200 Venturans shopped for essential goods in a safe outdoor environment. When protocols loosened in July 2021, she brought back net revenue to pre-pandemic levels within 4 weeks and brought back 150 additional vendors. In the next 10 years, the marketplace will allow the Ventura College Foundation to support over 30,000 students through scholarships and other services. The Ventura College Foundation now has 9 months of operating revenue in reserves and is financially secure.
Este día honramos a Esmeralda Juárez, supervisora del mercado del fin de semana de la Fundación de la Universidad Comunitaria de Ventura. Por más de 35 años el mercado ha servido a nuestra comunidad y ha generado los ingresos de operación para la Fundación de la Universidad Comunitaria de Ventura. Cuando el condado de Ventura cerró por la pandemia el 13 de marzo del año de 2020, también el mercado tuvo que cerrar, dejando a la Fundación de la Universidad Comunitaria de Ventura con solo 3 meses de dinero para funcionar. 10 semanas más tarde, Esmeralda lideró el equipo de trabajo y a los vendedores para abrir de nuevo y ser el único mercado que estuvo abierto durante toda la pandemia. Al mismo tiempo, ellos estuvieron pasando bastantes inspecciones de seguridad y de salud. Ella hizo posible que más de 149 vendedores permanecieran activos. Cada fin de semana, más de 1,200 habitantes de Ventura hicieron sus compras de sus productos esenciales en un ambiente seguro al aire libre. Cuando los protocolos se hicieron menos restrictivos en julio del año 2021, en solo 4 semanas, Esmeralda elevó los ingresos netos igual a los obtenidos previos a la pandemia. Además, ella trajo 150 más vendedores. En los próximos 10 años, el mercado permitirá a la Fundación de la Universidad Comunitaria de Ventura ayudar a más de 30,000 estudiantes para poder obtener becas escolares y también ayudarles de otras formas y en otros servicios. La Fundación de la Universidad Comunitaria de Ventura ahora tiene esa reserva para funcionar por los próximos 9 meses y está financieramente segura. Y todo eso se lo debemos a nuestra heroína de nuestra ciudad, Esmeralda Juárez.
Esme, we could not have done this without you. It is my honor to honor you as our hometown hero.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am honored to be here today receiving this award. I thank my boss, Ann King, my fellow teammates, and employees for having faith in me. I owe this award to my loving family who supported me along the way and for helping me make this happen. Our marketplace vendors are like my second family, and I'm proud to be able to help them in all the ways possible. Thank you very much. Buenas tardes a todos. Es un honor estar aquí recibiendo este reconocimiento. Yo le agradezco a mi jefa, Ann King, a mis compañeros de trabajo y a mis trabajadores por tener fe en mí. Yo le debo este reconocimiento a toda mi familia por ayudarme a lograr estar aquí en este momento. Todos los vendedores del mercado son como una familia segunda para mí y me orgullece poderles ayudar. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Anne, and congratulations to Esmeralda. Our next hometown hero will be presented by a Chamber Board and PAC member, Marnie Brooke, with Women's Economic Ventures.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's my honor to be here today on behalf of Women's Economic Ventures to present this award to a most deserving local businesswoman, Gabby Mose. Gabby is the founder and CEO of Seasons Catering, an amazing local catering company where imagination and flavor have no boundaries. Gabby is a Ventura native who loves her community and who experienced significant personal and business losses during the Thomas Fire, but came back strong, only to face the devastation of COVID-19 a couple of short years later. Following the mandated shutdowns that resulted in the loss of nearly all of her booked catering business, Gabby called on her network of support, including leave, to begin thinking strategically and creatively about how to survive this latest disaster. So at the same time that Gabby and her amazing team at Seasons Catering were rethinking their business model to stay afloat while the shutdowns wore on, they were also thinking about how they could support their beloved community that was suffering so much as a result of COVID. They knew they wanted to do what they could to help, so they joined forces with local nonprofits such as the World Central Kitchen and the Ventura County Area Agency on Aging to prepare and deliver over 1,400 hot and healthy meals each week to homebound seniors and frontline hospital workers in our community. This incredible act of love and support made a huge difference for those populations most impacted by this pandemic. So even while facing her own mountain of adversity and challenge, Gabby's care for others and heart for her community compelled her to step up and literally serve. She will tell you that her team deserves the credit, and while they most certainly do, it doesn't escape us that that kind of care, compassion, and concern always starts at the top. She is a hero to all of us here at Weave, and also, of course, to those she and her partners nourished during this incredibly difficult time. Please join me in congratulating Gabby Mose of Seasons Catering as a Ventura Chamber of Commerce hometown hero.
Thank you, Marnie. And on behalf of our whole Seasons family, thank you to the community for this recognition. This is amazing. During this devastating time, our team was really fortunate to have silver linings. And probably the best example of the silver lining was we were feeding 130 elderly individuals breakfast, lunch, and dinner for over 14 months, 7 days a week. And I didn't really recognize the impact until our drivers were coming back and they were saying, did you know that this is the only person that they will talk to all day? And so that 5 minutes of interaction and human contact with these individuals just filled our souls. So I'm really proud of our entire team. They truly are my family. And after being in this industry for, oh my gosh, 35 years now, this definitely has been an amazing time for us. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Marnie, and congratulations, Gabriella, and all the crew over at Seasons Catering for all that you continue to do. To present our next two Hometown Hero Awards, please help me welcome our Ventura County Chief Executive, Mike Powers.
Well, thank you, Stephanie, and I'm very excited to be here today. And first, I want to just give a big thank you to Stephanie, the board, and all the members of the Ventura Chamber for their incredible partnership from the get-go to support local businesses. And now it's my honor to recognize our County Public Information Officer, Ashley Bautista. After doing wonderful work for the city for many years, Ashley joined the county 2 weeks before the pandemic started. Not much of a honeymoon. But she didn't run away, which who could blame her? In fact, she did the opposite. She went all in and became an absolutely integral part of our county-wide pandemic response, Communication became such an important part of it, engaging with everyone in our community as best we could. She put on over 120 press conferences throughout the county, including that were translated in Spanish as well as indigenous languages. She created an e-newsletter that now over 330,000 people sign up for to receive. She also included videos of just great acts being done in the community, this generous community that we have, people volunteering and helping others. Social media was so important too. Before she started, we had about 2,000 people following us, if that. Now this number's not made up. We have the analytics to show it. Every month, over 4 million people click on one of our sites. And that's really important, but what more important is that it means that we're more connected. And we live in a generous community. And why does this help? One example, she put out a call one day to get people to help feed seniors on Thanksgiving. In a half an hour, she had 100 people, boom, like that, done. That speaks to our community as well. But it's also two-way communication. She doesn't just share information, she listens and responds. And she responds to every single email or text that she gets. I don't know how she does it. But what that shows is that this is personal to her. She cares deeply about our employees and our community. One example is a senior called and she'd received a meal and she was feeling lonely but grateful that people made her feel like family. Well, I actually never forgot that. And months later, she went to take her Thanksgiving dinner and spend time with her on that holiday. Though it seems like there are 3 or 4 of her, there really is only one Ashley Bautista, and it is my great honor on behalf of the Chamber, our board, and county family to recognize her as a hometown hero. Thank you.
Thank you so much. How do I follow that? Thank you so much. This is such an honor. I just, a couple weeks, into my job and COVID hitting, I had no idea what I was getting into, but I had no idea how large the county's reach was. And I truly believe that many community members had not had that experience either until COVID. It was the first time many of our community members were seeking assistance, and the county was there. The county was there to respond and to help. And so it's been an honor and a privilege to be that messenger. COVID brings lots of different feelings. And so I can remember just being on the phone some nights with community members who were struggling and just needed someone to talk to. And it was an honor to be at the other end of that line. In a time when so many of us were apart, it felt like we were together. And the messages, when Stephanie called, I was so grateful, but surprised that the communication was so helpful to people. And I'm just so grateful that I've had this opportunity, but it's truly the leaders of our county, our board, CEO Mike Powers, our assistant CEO Mike Pettit, K-Man, our COO, our human resources director Sean Otten. These key leaders, they were around the table late at night throughout the pandemic, figuring out ways that the county could help our community members in the form of $70 million in business grants, in over $400 million in general response, $200 million in local assistance. And that money translates to true help, helping farm workers pay their rent, making sure that our unsheltered community members had a place to go during the height of the pandemic and even now. So the silver lining of all of this is that it brought people together. It brought people into our platforms so that we can listen, like Mike said, and have that two-way communication, and we can respond in real time. So it's truly been an honor to be able to be part of that. And I hope that as we all move forward, that we're all more connected. So if you're not following us yet, I truly hope you connect with us, County of Ventura, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, next door. You could also subscribe to that newsletter at vcrecovers.org. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Ashley. Now you see why she is our PIO. Now it is my great honor to recognize Monica White, the CEO of FoodShare. Monica has been involved with FoodShare before taking on this role. She was a longtime board member and volunteer, so it was really a natural fit for her to come on and assume this leadership role. But she also took on that role and really transitioned FoodShare, better position it to be able to respond to our community in its time of need, and boy, what a difference it made. She's been there from the beginning, and I can tell you, you see a lot of it out there, but the phone calls, the emails late at night, weekends, whatever, we said, we need to get food out there. Boom. The answer was always yes. How can we help? Let's get it done. And I can tell you what a difference it's made. She's really rallied this network of staff and community volunteers and over 190 food pantries in our community, including our wonderful ag community. Before the pandemic, FoodShare fed over 75,000 food insecure families in our community. And as you can imagine, that only ballooned up after the pandemic started. Over the course of 2 years, the work that Monica and FoodShare has done, they have provided over 7 million meals to those in need in our community. On top of that, she and her team have been amazing at adapting quickly. As we know, we needed to pivot on many different occasions. We found this painfully ironic situation where our farm workers who were out there during this whole time putting food on our tables, taking risks to put food on our tables, some of them were having trouble getting food. So we partnered with Monica and FoodShare to provide food pantries in the evenings, on the weekends, at multiple different locations, at trusted sites, at schools and churches and so forth, and what a huge difference that made. So for all of those and many more reasons, it's my honor to recognize, and on behalf of the Chamber and our board and county family, our hometown hero, Monica White.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you to the Chamber of Commerce. I am more than happy to accept this on behalf of everyone who is part of the FoodShare family. And that includes our incredible board, our 38 staff members, our 3,000 volunteers. And Mike, I have to say thank you, because when COVID hit, we were purchasing about $50,000 in food every single month. That was our pre-COVID number, and that number ballooned to $400,000 per month. And Mike picked up the phone when I called, and I said, "We need help. We're going to need a bigger boat." And he absolutely said, "We'll get you whatever you need." And it was the combination of the County of Ventura and 46,000 individual donors who helped us to be able to feed 140,000 people every single month, starting April of 2020, and it's still continuing. So I am here today not dressed in my ball gown, because we are out at Cantry, which is our 10th annual Cantry event in downtown Ventura, right across from the Mission. I hope all of you will come and join us as we build trees built out of cans to be able to feed those who are food insecure in Ventura County. It's fun, it's outside, you don't have to wear a mask, and we would love to see you down there. So today, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, hope to see you. Find out more at foodshare.com, and thank you so much for this. We appreciate it.
I think everyone understands this. It's COVID. We all know how this works. Mike, and congratulations, Ashley. I know personally from the Chamber, we relied heavily on the information that Ashley was pushing out into the community, and I can attest for the fact that she did return every phone call and every text, oftentimes very late at night or early in the morning, to help all of us, get that word out to the community that really needed that information. And also to Monica, all the work that you all are doing at FoodShare is so critically important. So thank you, and hopefully you'll get a lot of support at Cantry this weekend. To present our next Hometown Hero Award, I would like to welcome to the stage Julian Bond from California Department of Veterans Affairs and Veterans Home of California, Ventura. Come on up, Julian.
Thank you, Stephanie. Today I have the distinct pleasure of recognizing one of our true heroes, RN Isis Wagner. Just to do a little table setting, I'd just been appointed to be the administrator of the Ventura Veterans Home in late 2019, right before the COVID-19 onslaught. I had spent 29 years prior to that in the military, having the distinct pleasure to command companies, battalion, brigades all over the globe in combat and so forth. So everything I could possibly be prepared for, I'm sure I had the skill sets. COVID-19 struck. If you look across the nation, you'll notice that specifically a lot of the senior centers, but most importantly, a lot of the veterans' homes were being hit with drastic numbers. We're not talking about single digits, but double digit COVID-19 deaths, not in days, but in weeks and months. So very daunting challenge. So here at the Ventura Veterans Home, one of the 8 veterans homes in the state of California, serving 1.2 million veterans in the state of California, we had the daunting challenge of making sure our veterans, the veterans that have served in World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, have an opportunity to live out their lives with respect, dignity, and a smile, and I'd say COVID-19 free. RN Isis Wagner was our infection control preventionist, and she would work tirelessly, sometimes over 250 hours a month, making sure that not only were we doing reactive stuff, but most importantly, proactive measures. And for a 10-month period, not one person, staff or resident, even came down with COVID-19. And Isis Wagner worked tirelessly to make sure that, without fail, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we delivered not necessarily the magic, but we delivered the exceptional expertise and care that RN Isis Wagner brought to the fight. And after serving with so many military formations, I didn't think I could ever replicate that power that I would see in dedication and commitment against a persistent conflict. And I got to tell you, Isis Wagner delivered that as a true hometown hero. So without any further ado, I'd like to present Isis Wagner.
I am grateful, and it's an honor for me to receive this award. Since I was a little girl, my dream in life was to become a nurse since I was 4. This is an honor for me and a fulfillment of a dream that became reality in this beautiful place I call home, Ventura. This award serves to remind me what I love about being a nurse. Being a nurse is one of the most rewarding careers. Treating people with kindness and respect goes a long way. A special thank you to my husband, to my kids, my mom, to Melanie, and my co-workers. You know, without your support, I couldn't do this. And many hours that Mommy was away from home. Thank you to the Calvet Home Ventura Administrator, Mr. Julian Bond, for the support and all the help that I needed, you know, with the team to fulfill this, to protect people from COVID. I am proud to live and work and serve the people and veterans of this community, this beautiful Ventura. Thank you. Preventionist. We got to kill all the bugs.
Thank you, Julian, and congratulations. We are excited to be able to present you with the Hometown Hero Award for sure, keeping our veterans safe. Our next award for Hometown Hero is going to be presented by another Chamber Board member, Ms. Madhu Bajaj from Ventura Education Partnership. Thank you, Stephanie.
It is a joy to introduce you to STEMbassadors as one of our hometown heroes. And I want to thank the Chamber for recognizing that our young people are a vital part of our community and that they make meaningful contributions. In this case, providing face shields to local hospitals at the start of the pandemic. STEMbassadors is an all-volunteer nonprofit founded in 2017, when a group of 8 middle school and high school students came together with teacher and mentor Alex Wolf to remove barriers associated with technology in the classroom. Since then, STEMbassadors have built and donated mobile makerspaces. They've trained 25 teachers, and they've had STEM education impact on over 1,500 students. Early during the stay-at-home order, a STEMbassador came across open source files for 3D printing face shields. This student immediately knew that STEMbassadors could fill this dire need for our community. Students began printing face shields at their homes. They were producing about 10 a day as they worked on sourcing materials, fundraising, and building a network of volunteers. Within 2 weeks, these students were producing 200 face shields a day. And when the project came to an end, they had produced and donated over 20,000 face shields, first locally, and when local need was met, they donated face shields internationally. These enterprising students acted immediately at a time when government and industry was not able to respond. They not only filled a vital need for our community, they also provided purpose and hope for themselves and for others. During a difficult time, the STEMbassadors will be the first to say that it was an honor to support our true community heroes, those frontliners, healthcare workers, and first responders. We, in turn, are honored to recognize and celebrate STEMbassadors as a hometown hero. And we look forward to seeing what these students will do next. Thank you, STEMbassadors, for your commitment to STEM education and for all you do for our community. Congratulations.
I would like to thank all of our donors and volunteers, and especially our large supporters, Associated Pacific Machine Corporation, ECA Medical, and Scotia Industries. Also, thank you to the Chamber for recognizing STEMbassadors as hometown heroes. It was a privilege to support nurses, doctors, and first responders during a rough time. Maker technology in the hands of students, teachers, and community members gave STEMbassadors the power to respond to our community's needs. Moving forward, to create a more permanent fixture, STEMbassadors is opening the Avenue Idea Center in Q1 of 2022. The Idea Center will allow students to take their STEM education beyond the classroom, to excel as makers and entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhu, and congratulations to our STEMbassadors. Great work. I'm excited to see what they do next. This is amazing. Our next set of awards will be through our partnership with the City of Ventura. And to recognize the outstanding efforts of our city employees, with us today to present the awards is our city manager, Alex McIntyre.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, Chamber of Commerce. I am very pleased to be here this afternoon to recognize several employees from the City of Ventura. On behalf of Mayor Sofia Rubalcava and the City Council, I want to make sure we recognize 2 key employees that won our Employees of the Year and Supervisor of the Year. I think it's important to note, and I'm very thankful to say, that I am not the one who chooses these employees. I don't have to choose from the 700 workforce I have to find the best of the best. That is done through a program we have in the city. It predates me by many years. It is an organic employee process whereby the employees nominate themselves and their colleagues for this recognition, and there's a committee of employees that chooses from all those nominations the best. And this year, I'm very happy to announce the Employee of the Year and the Supervisor of the Year. First, I'd like to announce Dave Hugart as our Supervisor of the Year. Unfortunately, David is not able to join us today. He is homesick. But I would still like to make sure we recognize some of his accomplishments. Dave is the city's Supervisor of the Year. Dave has been devoted to supporting the city's IT infrastructure and systems and to mentoring and developing those he has worked with for the past 22 years. Dave currently serves as the city's Information Technology Operations Supervisor and leads a team of 8 employees that support all the city's networks, servers, printers, laptops, and desktops. As you can imagine, Dave and his team had an extremely busy year helping all the departments adjust to the impacts of COVID-19, including helping move half of our workforce to a virtual and safer office environment. A small sample of Dave's accomplishments over the past year include supporting the development of the systems that allow development services to intake plans electronically. We pivoted from manual intakes to, on March 15th, 2020, suddenly doing it all electronically. Successfully transitioning the IT help desk function in-house, and remediating a cyber threat and leading the charge to continually improve the city's defenses from cyber attacks. In addition to serving the city that he loves, Dave loves making an impact in the world while traveling and serving with Trekking for Kids, a nonprofit organization of socially conscious hikers that desire to help the orphaned and at-risk children who live in the shadows of the world's most coveted adventure destinations. Another interesting fact about Dave is that he lives on a sailboat that he built with his own hands in our own Ventura Harbor. Thank you, Dave, for the dedicated service to everyone in the city and for the leadership that you provide to your team. I know that I am one of many people around the city that appreciates and marvels at everything you do. Thank you, David. The next employee I'd like to recognize is Heather Ellis. She's the city's most recent Employee of the Year. Heather, you want to join me? She joined Ventura Fire in October 2015, relocating her entire family from Indiana to enjoy the beautiful environment of our Southern California beachside town. Heather has worked as a paramedic, firefighter, educator, and attained her nursing degree along the way to become our EMS coordinator. Affectionately known as Mom and our resident den mother to our fire department coworkers, Heather has taken amazing care of staff and its first responders. In 2020, everything changed. She was thrust into the role as the city's expert medical and health officer for the COVID-19 pandemic. It was during this time that I came to know and see firsthand how immensely talented she truly is. Heather has worked around the clock, 7 days a week, caring for and guiding our city family as we struggle to navigate the endless challenges caused by the pandemic. I know I speak for our entire city family when I say thank you, Heather, for your genuine concern, tireless commitment, and reassuring demeanor that helps so many of us through this unnerving pandemic. Thank you, Heather.
It's a privilege and honor to be here today, and most importantly, thank you, Alex, and to our entire city team, Chief Ndaya, for choosing me many years ago to come here. And most importantly, I need to thank really quick my family, who's been very forgiving this last year and a half as we navigate this pandemic. I work for an amazing fire family, and it is a great privilege to serve aside all of them and in this great city. So thank you very much.
I'd now like to call up Chief Darren Schindler.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to speak about our Officer of the Year for 2021 with the Ventura Police Department, Corporal Al Gomez. Corporal Al Gomez joined the Ventura Police Department in May 2001 after serving 6 years with the Los Angeles Police Department. In December of 2005, he was promoted to corporal. Corporal Gomez has worked a number of assignments with the Ventura Police Department, including patrol. He was assigned as one of our lone graffiti abatement investigators back in the late 2000s, 2010. He's been assigned as our traffic unit as a motor corporal for 2 separate tours, which is his current assignment now. In recognizing Corporal Gomez as our Officer of the Year for 2021, I wanted to echo some of the words that his peers and his supervisors had to say about him. I think they said it best. Corporal Gomez, Al for short, is selfless, willing to help anyone, anywhere, and at any time. In addition to his traffic patrol duties, Al manages a very important California office of Traffic Safety Grant and assist his sergeant with the day-to-day operations and supervision of the traffic unit. Al's calm demeanor and positive persona exemplifies what the Ventura Police Department and the public expect from their public servants. He works tirelessly with the department's community outreach coordinator to push out messages to the public, to answer their questions, and to help narrow the gap between the community and the police department. Al serves as an instructor at the Regional Police Academy, where he teaches laws of arrest. In the recent years, his block of instruction has been rated as one of the highest and top scoring in the whole state of California. The students credit his teaching abilities for their high scores. Lastly, Corporal Al Gomez routinely mentors new officers. He coordinates the traffic training for new officers during their field training program. As part of this training, Al takes it upon himself to go a little bit further than just teaching traffic. He takes pride in seizing on the opportunity to impress upon our new officers the foundational value of professionalism and service to our community in everything they do. Corporal Al Gomez's contact with these young officers has a lasting positive effect that not only benefit the police department, but benefit the community of Ventura. So, in summary, congratulations, Corporal Al Gomez. We're very proud of you.
Thank you. Good evening. First of all, I'm very excited to be here. I want to thank the city, Chamber of Commerce. This is a great opportunity for me to say that ultimately in the public servant portion of our careers, it's respect. I know we're in some difficult times right now, but I think as long as we treat people with respect, we do the right thing, and we push forward, it's a pendulum and it'll swing. So again, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank my family, Chamber of Commerce, and I'm excited to have this award. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And I would like to bring back to the stage Fire Chief David Ndaya.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Stephanie. It's my honor and my privilege to present this year's Ventura City Firefighter of the Year, Fire Engineer Kyle Corney. Kyle joined our fire department in March of 2011, and at the time I had the privilege of being the training chief. I was not the fire chief yet. I would have hired you anyway, Kyle. But I was the training battalion chief at the time, and so I was right there with Kyle going through the academy. Today, Kyle and his wife, Andra, are kept very busy by Hunter, Haven, Hope, and Harlow. I practiced that, by the way, because I was gonna mess that up for sure. They stay very busy with their kids. They love the outdoors. They love wakeboarding. They love snowboarding. And according to Kyle, during the holiday season, they actually go full Griswold on their house. And he did prove it to me today by showing me some photos, and he's actually not kidding. So I don't live near Kyle, but I'm sure his neighbors just love him. When Kyle joined the academy, well, like I said, I was the training chief, and his perseverance was unseen before. He actually hurt himself, which happens. We do dangerous work, and he injured himself during the academy. And I met with him that afternoon right when it happened, and I said, we need to get you taken care of. And his number one concern was, hey, Chief, I think I'm okay to take my final exam tomorrow in the cadre that they were learning. And I said, Kyle, let's get you there healthy and okay. But all he cared about was showing me that he was not going to give up and he was persevering. And that really identifies and defines his character. Kyle is part of our SCBA cadre, which is a very important piece of equipment that we use in a very dangerous environment. He's had to take classes and become certified. He's part of our active shooter training cadre for the fire department. That's a thing we do, unfortunately, with the police department. We have to train and be ready for those emergencies these days. He's part of our Fill the Boot committee to raise money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And he also, I think in the next few days, is going to be delivering Santa to a few different places around the community so the children can enjoy Santa around the Christmas time. It just shows toward what Kyle does, his perseverance. He's very positive. His laughter is contagious. He finds positivity in everything. And I know that when we brought him on and being his training chief, we had made a very good hire, and he was just a perfect fit for the Ventura Fire family. So it is my honor and my privilege to present this year's Firefighter of the Year award to Fire Engineer Kyle Corney.
All right. Thank you, Chief. Don't want that to slide off. First of all, thank you to the Chamber of Commerce and the business of this community for your recognition and for your ongoing support for the fire department. Next, I'd like to thank my wife, Andra, who, as you heard with my 4 children, definitely is busier than I am sometimes, and she does a great job maintaining the home front when I'm gone. I'm honored to receive this award and represent the outstanding individuals that make our Ventura City fire family so great. I grew up in this city. I've lived here all my life, and working for the fire department, helping protect the community really means something to me. So thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Chief Schindler. Thank you, Chief Andaya. And congratulations to all of our city employees and recipients. We really appreciate the work that you do. Our final set of awards today are in partnership with the Ventura Unified School District. And here today to present the awards is Superintendent Dr. Roger Rice.
Thank you, Stephanie. Hello, everyone. Let me start by saying how much I appreciate the opportunity to be here today, honoring so many of our community's finest citizens. I also am extremely grateful for the chance to make a few introductory remarks about our wonderful city and outstanding district, which I think are very special places. I appreciate the strong partnerships we enjoy with the City of Ventura and all its departments. Your support and collaboration have really helped us get through a very challenging time. I am also extremely grateful to Stephanie Caldwell and the board and the entire team at the Ventura Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber has worked overtime to honor our teachers during this very challenging time through its program, Teacher of the Month. So thank you to the Chamber and all of the business community members who came out time and time again to show their appreciation for the wonderful instructors in the Ventura Unified School District. I know that the COVID-19 pandemic has tested all of us in many different ways, but like you, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. As I continue to visit classrooms, I see excellent instruction and high levels of student engagement, but more importantly, I see smiles and laughter returning to the faces of our students and staff across the district. We missed that laughter this last year, and nothing has brought us more joy than to hear it return again this year. Now, in a room full of amazing people, I'm going to express my biased opinion that education is the greatest profession there is, and that nobody achieves greatness without someone teaching, mentoring, and guiding them. And I'm extremely proud that throughout these difficult times, the Ventura Unified School District has remained focused on our mission of providing a caring, engaging, and challenging educational experience for all of our students. And let me share with you just a few reasons why I am so excited about the light peering out at me from the end of that dark tunnel. As we enter the new year, I'm excited about many positive developments in our district. First and foremost, the continued academic achievements of our students. And I anticipate celebrating with all of you the in-person graduation celebrations at the end of our school year at our comprehensive and alternative ed high schools. I anticipate the enjoyment of hearing our theater and music departments ramping up their in-person concerts and performances. I look forward to continuing to see our student athletes compete at all levels, and I continue to marvel at their sportsmanship and passion for doing what they love. And then there's the opening of our Sa Elias Ranch at Pacific High School and the coming upgrades at the Farm Lab for Ventura High School, commitments to the agricultural commerce and emphasis that we have here in Ventura County. And all of this supported by multi-million dollars of grants that we got, including the recent receipt of over $850,000 to support this work. The continued development of our newest K-8 programs at Lemon Grove and Atlas, one of our instructors we'll hear from in just a few minutes. We're also looking forward to greatly increasing the broadband internet throughout our district to increase the equity and access to that vital resource in our community through over $1.5 million of grant funding that we just received about a week ago. And finally, I look forward to supporting a general obligation bond in one of our upcoming elections as we continue to work to provide major facility upgrades throughout the district. Our district has a history of being an effective, efficient, and innovative district, and with our excellent and dedicated staff, we are well positioned to make amazing progress in the coming years and months. Why wouldn't I be excited? Will we have some obstacles to face in 2022? Yes. But through open and transparent communication and a commitment to collaboration with the city and our community partners, there's nothing that can stop us. Together, we can make this happen. I'd like to take a minute before I move into my 3 words and just give a big shout out to Rich and Tim and our folks here at TDC Studios for hosting today, and Principal and Director Carolyn Vang Walker. They're both right there in the back. Thank you so much for hosting us today. We appreciate all of your good work. And now I'm proud to present the Ventura Unified School District's Elementary Student of the Year, Valeria Valdez. Valeria, if you would join me. Valeria is an amazing young lady who is a perfect example of what a model student looks like. She gives 100% in all she does, and she does it with such a great attitude. She also looks out for the well-being of her fellow classmates. An example of that is during a recent cross-country season event, she encouraged other runners to do their best and applauded the runners, those even who finished ahead of her. She is a bright and articulate student. She is advanced academically and is a frequent participant in class. She is diligent about meeting and exceeding the goals placed in front of her at all times. Valeria is wise beyond her years academically, emotionally, and socially. Her wherewithal and ability to think globally and outside of herself are what makes her so special. She is a leader in every sense of the word. She represents her family and our school community extremely well, and I couldn't be any prouder of her as I present her as VUSD's Elementary Student of the Year. Valeria?
I just want to thank my parents and all my school teachers, my principal, Mr. Ruiz, and all my fellow classmates that I've been with. And yeah, thank you.
Not sure how I follow that, except. And now I want to take the time to introduce our secondary student of the year. Kind, thoughtful, patient, dedicated, active. These are the most common words that describe Zoe Belanca and how she chooses to participate not only here at Foothill Technology High School, but also within her community. Zoe has chosen to be an active youth leader with cause, and in her time with this organization, she has helped inform voters on Prop 15. She has also participated in a youth fellowship where she focused on developing her leadership around environmental and climate justice. Some of her most recent actions have been among her most impressive, including advocacy on the West Side community related to proposed expansions of the natural gas plant. She works directly opposite, the compressor site directly opposite of E.P. Foster Elementary. As a dedicated member of Foothill Tech's Bioscience Academy, Zoe's teachers often praise her for her ability to add insight and clarity to class conversations, while also being a trusted member for group work. Everyone knows that she is always willing to help a classmate by providing patient and calm assistance. For all of these reasons, I am extremely honored to present Zoe to the community as Ventura Unified School District's Secondary Student of the Year.
Thank you. I want to start off by thanking the Ventura Chamber of Commerce and Ventura Unified School District for this award. This is really cool. I would like to acknowledge those that have helped me get here. A thank you to Lucas Zucker for introducing me to CAUSE. Thank you, Alex Garcia, the youth organizer at CAUSE, for helping me get involved in the community and becoming a better leader, and just overall for being a great mentor and role model. Thank you, Ms. Candace, for fueling my love of learning at Montessori Kindergarten. Thank you, Ms. Bird, my teacher at Pierpont Elementary, for making learning fun. Thank you, Mr. Wolf, my teacher at De Anza Middle School, for inspiring me to push myself. Thank you, Mr. Powers, my teacher and coach at Foothill High School, for always caring. And last but not least, I want to thank my amazing support system at home for always being there for me. Thank you.
And finally, I am honored and privileged to make the presentation for the Ventura Unified School District Teacher of the Year. I would like to ask Julie Christ to come and join me on the stage. Congratulations, Julie. Julie started working in the Ventura Unified School District in the fall of 1999 and has been instrumental in the positive transformation of Atlas School, specifically with the Leader in Me Lighthouse School and the technology school that it has become. Atlas was named a California Distinguished School in 2020 and will become a K-8 school in 22-23, and Julie has and is a big part of those efforts and successes. Julie is passionate about helping kids realize their dreams and goes above and beyond to help her students and their families. She makes home deliveries of books, instructional materials, and other supplies when students or parents can't come to the school, and this has been extremely evident since the COVID shutdown. She is described by her colleagues as a blessing, not only to Atlas students, but also students in the surrounding Ventura communities. She has given away her wonderful collection of books to summer school students and dropped off books at parks and other schools for student use. Finally, this summer, Julie did even more. She taught 2 classes during our June Boost program to help students who were behind in reading. She was in her classroom almost every day preparing for her transition to teaching kindergarten.
For his daughter.
While doing all of this, she was assisting summer school teachers new to Alice with their questions and just being a tremendous teacher leader. Julie Christ is an amazing teacher and leader, and I am so honored to present her to the community today as Ventura Unified School District's Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Julie.
Congratulations. Thank you. What a cool town Ventura is. As I sat and listened to all these presentations, I have a connection to so many of you. Obviously, your daughter's in my class. I recognized your goatee mustache because your daughter runs into your arms when you pick her up. The Veterans Home, our second grade classes go and visit the Veterans Home. Cross country, Portola, your coach, Mrs. Hertenstein. Connections to Foothill. My 4 children go to Foothill. One just graduated and was the honorary speaker last year. Ventura is such an amazing place. My husband grew up here, and I had a different kind of childhood. And this is the town that I love. I never want to leave it. It is amazing, and all of you are the people who make it great. But back to my award, my real speech. Thank you. I am honored and I am blessed. I have a job I love and a school I work at that I truly love. I did recently switch to kindergarten after 24 years of teaching second grade. You might think I'm crazy, but it's been amazing the last 4 years what I've learned from these little kids. And I do know in the back of my mind there's a saying that what you excel at in kindergarten is probably something you should stick with, that those are your passions when you're little, and sometimes they stay with you all along and they're in your heart. So when I was a little girl, my parents died when I was young, and I was often in my room, and I played house. I mean, what little girl doesn't? But I wanted 6 kids. I ended up with 4 amazing kids and a wonderful husband. But the other game I used to play was school. And I had all my stuffed animals lined up because my older brother Reed never really wanted to play that game with me. But I eventually became what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a teacher. And now I'm pursuing that lifelong passion and dream of mine. Atlas is a leadership school. And every day I'm watching these little kindergartners do their thing, and I can see what leaders they are. And one little girl today said, Mrs. Christ, it was actually your daughter, who said, Mrs. Christ, you know what we should do tomorrow? We should watch a video on leadership and we should really talk about it. And I said, Hopi, we will, I promise you, because we didn't get to it today because it was rainy day. And if you've ever been out of school on a rainy day, nothing goes the way it's supposed to go. So we had quite an unusual day, but we survived and I survived and here I stand. But Atlas is a school where I am watching not just the kindergartners, but other kids excel at not just academics, but at sports, cross country, which I was a coach for many years, technology, and the things that these kids can do just blow your mind. It's amazing. And so many other things like art and just being creative, being able to do a puzzle. A little kindergartner I have doesn't speak at all, has literally said one word all year, but you put a puzzle in front of this kid and he can put it together faster than anyone. So my hope is that all these kids at Atlas will end up pursuing their dreams in their life. And I enjoy every day finding the leader in these kids. And I know that every teacher at my school enjoys that. We enjoy looking at these kids and watching the greatness that's within them. And it's the kind of stuff that makes us smile every day and why I love my job. Thank you.
Wow. So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty inspired just by the speakers and the award recipients today. And it warms my heart to see that all of these folks are part of our Ventura community. And that's what makes it so special. Yes, this year and a half or 2 years has been a tough one, but it's that tenacity and that resiliency and that spirit of togetherness that will get us through whatever comes next. Hopefully we can put COVID in the rearview mirror next year and start to get back to whatever the new normal will be. But even if it's still lingering, I know that together we can get through it and come out stronger than ever. I want to congratulate all of our 2021 award recipients. You are truly amazing. The work that you do is important, and the contributions that you're making to this community that we all call home. I'm encouraged by our students and what they have for our future. And certainly, Julie Christ, thank you for those words. I think it's never too late to follow your passion. I would like to thank my staff, Ashley Pope and Michelle McGuire, for their tireless efforts on behalf of the Chamber and the work that we do. I'd also like to thank Dr. Roger Rice and the Ventura Unified School District for their continued partnership, Carolyn Vang Walker with Ventura Adult and Continuing Education for hosting us today. When we started thinking about how and if we could have these awards, we recognized that we really wanted to finish the year with a celebration and to be able to recognize all of this incredible work. We just weren't quite sure how we could do it. Getting together in a ballroom with 300 people for lunch didn't seem to make sense. And so I approached the school district with this crazy idea: why don't we do a live broadcast in the Vase Studios? And immediately everyone said, yes, let's see it, why we can't. And we made it happen. And so I truly appreciate your commitment, your dedication, and your partnership. But it could not happen without Rich Sigrist and Tim Oglesby, who are the TDC studio leaders here, and their team who have actually produced this show. So thank you, Rich and Tim and your entire team, for all that you do ongoing with the Chamber. It's an ongoing partnership, not just the Poinsettia Awards, but all year long. And special thanks to Alex McIntyre and the City of Ventura and your entire team for opening up City Hall for our reception this afternoon, where I will invite all of you to join us at 5:30. We will be doing an in-person reception, limited, but in-person reception at City Hall so that we can further recognize all of the great work of our recipients and thank our incredible sponsors. So on behalf of the Ventura Chamber of Commerce and our 700 members, I wish you a happy holidays, and may we all have a happy and prosperous new year, and hopefully put that COVID thing behind us. I hope you will all join us at the reception, and we'll see you at 5:30 this evening. Thank you.